Hello, what is up YouTube? So since it is September, and it's everyone's favorite time of the year because it's back to school. Yay. But luckily for me, I have already graduated and I am completely done with school, so I don't have to go back to school. But since all of you unlucky children have to go back to school and get an education, I figured that I would teach you guys how to get through high school. Now to do this, I have come up with a few tips to help you guys survive high school. So my first tip is something that I think a lot of people are kind of afraid of sometimes because they're afraid of being called a teacher's pet, but that is to at least make friends with one teacher because you can get some benefits from having a teacher as a friend. Now what I did is that I made friends with one of my English teachers because she would let me leave class for like 45 minutes at a time just to go and eat and hang out with my friends in the cafeteria. Also, for one of our English tests, we were supposed to read this book that I know no one in the class read, and I only read up till like the 11th chapter out of like 20 something. So I talked to her like one-on-one and I was like, hey, no one's gonna pass this test. I've read up to this chapter. I think the test should only be up to that chapter. And luckily for me, it was. So make sure at least one teacher you make good kind of connection friends with so you can get those benefits and that class will just be a breeze. Now this next tip is for kids that are like me who were either late to class or just really didn't want to go and skipped. So if you are one of those kids who constantly skips class, I don't know if your school was like ours, but they would call your house to let your parents know what periods you were late for or what classes that you just didn't end up showing up to. But I found out how to cheat the system so that my parents always just thought that I was late for class instead of just skipping class. And that was because, I don't know if they still do this today, but when I was in high school they had the attendance sheet where the teacher would be like, germs, and he'd be like, here, and then they would get one person to bring that down to the attendance office. And then if you were late, you'd have to go to the attendance office and tell them that you were late instead of not skipping. So what I would do is that I would wait about 20 minutes after the period had already started and I know that they already brought down the attendance sheet and I knew I wasn't going to go to the class. What I did so I didn't get a call saying that I skipped and my parents would like slap me in the face and tell me to go to class. What I did is I would go to the attendance office and tell them that I was late for class. They would go on the computer and just say that I was late, and then I would just go back into the cafeteria and hang out with my friends. Sorry, Mom. Sorry, Dad. Now, I don't advise to constantly keep skipping classes, but if it is a pointless class where you're just watching a movie that you've already seen, or you're supposed to be watching other people's presentations, like no one wants to do that. So just wait for them to bring down the attendance sheet and then go and just tell the lady secretary that you were late for that class. So instead of getting a call saying that you skipped, you just get a call saying that you're late. Now for this next one, what you have to do is you have to not be afraid to go out and talk to people and make friends. Now, if you are that type of person who is afraid of going up to people and starting a conversation and getting to talk to them, what I would suggest doing, and I don't know if high schools still do this, but share a locker with someone. Because I did that in every year of high school, and that's how I met some of my best friends today. Shared a locker with them. Well, technically they just kind of moved into my locker, but I just accepted it because then you end up seeing them all the time and you get to talk to them, and then you can, you get to see them throughout the day, get to talk to them, maybe meet some of their friends, and then just go on from there. Just don't be afraid to talk to people and put yourself out there. Now this last tip is a little bit more of a serious one, but it's for all those people who are afraid of getting made fun of and getting bullied in high school, because high school, that is pretty much 90% of it is getting made fun of. So what you have to do here is you have to be able to make fun of yourself. You're gonna have to accept you for who you are for those short 4 years of your life, and you're just gonna have to be able to make fun of yourself, go along. If someone's making fun of you, joke along with them and make fun of yourself, because if you want it to stop, that is the best way to do it. If you start making fun of yourself, they're just gonna be like, well, he keeps making fun of himself. This isn't fun. I have to go and find another kid to make fun of. But honestly, it does work. If you can just joke around about yourself and not take things so seriously, you are set. Because high school is pretty much a place where You are just learning about who the hell you are. And kids are kids. Kids are assholes in general. So you're gonna get made fun of at one point or another in your life. So as long as you are able to laugh it off and make fun of yourself, you're set. You don't have to worry about any of those problems. And last tip of advice that I almost forgot, if you have no idea what you want to do, take a year off and figure out what you want to do with your life. Because that's what I did, and that helped a lot. Because a lot of people just get pressured because school makes high school seem like it's the most important thing, and that if you have no idea what you want to do after high school, you're pretty much fucked for life. That is not the case. Take a year off and figure out what you want to do. But YouTube, those are my tips for surviving high school. I hope that these did help you. In the comments below, let me know if you guys have any other tips to survive high school. Also YouTube, if you did enjoy this, I would love it if you did click the thumbs up and maybe even subscribe by clicking that button down below. Anyway YouTube, that is it. Once again, I hope that you did enjoy this video, and I will see you next time. Bye.